We are checking in today with Jessica Cohen of Dove. Domestic violence ended here in Quincy. I guess this time of year, Jessica, better known as Jessica the Elf, right?
Absolutely.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Great. Thanks for checking in with us during this time of year. I know it's a busy time, so I appreciate you taking the time out to tell us a little bit about the holiday assistance program that's going on at Dove.
Yeah, I'm happy to come. I'm happy to chat about the program, and thank you so much for having me.
Sure. Before we talk about that, tell me just kind of generally how things are going right now.
Things are going well. Dove is in a position where we're a little bit crunched. I think I mentioned when I was here to talk about Harvesting Hope, we had a flood in our office, and you can imagine the construction that goes along with that is cumbersome. It's still not over. So we're just dealing with that. But we've made a bunch of staff hires, which has really been helpful for us to kind of narrow down some of our wish lists and just be able to serve more families. So it's all happening and it's great.
How did Harvesting Hope go? It was a full in person this year, right?
It was full in person. It was a great success. We were able to raise over $200,000, which is huge and crucial for our programs and services. So we're so grateful to the support of our community members and supporters. It was a great night. Thanks for asking.
Well, that's great to hear. Happy help you promote that. Has the economy, Jessica, the inflationary period that we're in right now, having an impact on victims of domestic violence?
Absolutely. We are seeing more and more survivors that are coming to us for support with basic needs. People are not able to make their payments for electricity, for gas. The cost of food has gone up, gas has gone up. And so our folks had already been feeling the crunch, but this has just become it's a really tough time of year to have to choose between a gift for your kid or paying your electric bill and keeping the lights on.
Yeah, and I'm thinking too, especially women who may not be self-supporting can fall victim to financial abuse, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. We feel like a lot of our victims end up staying in situations that they know are not safe. And it's really that pressure of, if I leave, where do I go? And if I go, who helps me pay these bills? Oftentimes our folks are not on the lease or not on the mortgage. And so they don't feel entitled to or have rights to any of the property or the assets that they own. And so that financial dependency is a huge one, especially if you've got little kids and you're the primary childcare provider. There's not an opportunity for you to work if you don't have another partner to help with that childcare.
Yeah, which makes the holiday assistance program so crucial. And this is not new, right? Dove has done this for a long time now.
We've done this for a long time. This is my 13th, lucky 13th year running it, but it was in existence before me. And this is absolutely my favorite program that we do. I feel like all of us service providers are always in a position throughout the year to have to say to people, I'm sorry, I can't help with this. I'm sorry, we don't have shelter. I'm sorry, we don't have this funding. I'm sorry, we have a wait list. And this is the one time a year that I get to say to people, what do you want? We can make it happen. And it's really so beautiful and impactful. And I'm so touched by the generosity of the people that support our survivors.
Yeah, you quite literally get to be Santa's elves, right?
I do.
Matter of fact, you call yourself or used to anyway, the elf team. Is that
We
still?
are the elf team.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. How does it all work?
How does it all work? So it's managed all directly through, we have a Gmail, which is dove.elfteam@gmail. So if you're a person who is looking to support someone this holiday season, you send me an email. It's me who runs the account. And we start a conversation about what the opportunities are. There's 3 choices every year that folks get to choose. They can choose to take on an individual family that Dove serves. So this is a family that is impacted by domestic violence, which oftentimes goes hand in hand with poverty. And you're able to select what size family you'd like. We have everything from single individuals to parents with, oh my gosh, I have a mom with 9 children.
Wow.
And for me, thinking about how to do that with 9 children, not even just financially, blows my mind. And she is a rock star. And so donors get to choose. This is my budget. This is who I'd like to support. This year, for that program, we are asking our families to let us know specific gift cards as opposed to gifts that they're looking for. And that's really because it helps us just receive the gift cards by mail and then send them out by mail, given that our office is a construction site right now. Other two options that folks can choose from, you can choose to purchase general goods for our shelter program. So this is the stuff that we need to keep the shelter running. So it's everything from rock salt to keep the stairs from being icy, to towels and bedding, bathrobes, slippers, all the things that we put in welcome baskets when families move in. And our last thing is just our general donation of gift cards that people give. And those gift cards we use so that all of our last minute families can be served, and anything that's left over we use throughout the year when our survivors are in a session and they mention that there's food insecurity or they've got a job but they don't have gas to get to work. We're able to provide gift cards to just help people year round.
Okay. And what if you'd like to be a recipient of assistance from the program? Jessica, how does that work?
So our program is for existing Dove clients. So all of the clients that we serve through our shelter program, legal program, community program, as long as they have been receiving services with us on an active basis, and they have not been served for more than, I think our cap is 4 years in a row, then we're able to serve those folks. But if you're somebody who has been served by Dove and you circle back and you reach out, we might not be able to do an individualized wish list, but we do have other options where everyone's able to receive something so that we're not telling people, I'm sorry, we can't help you, because we know that this is an ongoing thing and we don't want people to feel like I've taken enough, I can't possibly take more. So we're able to kind of work out with what we have with our excess gift cards so that people are able to receive something.
Okay. And if folks want to donate actual items, can they do that as well?
They can, yeah. So we've got some wish lists. I'm going to send those over to you so we can, show those wish lists, and people are able to do that. It's still the same. Reach out to the dove.elfteam@gmail. You and I will connect and we'll figure out a time for you to come and drop that stuff off so we can get that directly into the hands of our survivors.
Okay. And is there going to be, a Santa elf delivery day where you and your minions are going out to spread cheer?
Yes and no. Ideally, our survivors come and get that, but we know that that's not always the case. So the week of December 19th, we always look for volunteers to help us kind of get out there and send things out. But our drop-off days are this Wednesday, this Friday, this Saturday, and then a couple of days next week. So drop-off days, we're up, we're running, and people can come and greet us, and we're able to get you your tax information. I know that people do it for the feel-good reasons, but also it's nice to get the write-off. And then we're able to get that all organized and out to our families before the holidays.
Okay, so things are going to start to happen pretty quickly then.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Okay. Speaking of the shelter, what is kind of the status of the shelter right now, Jessica?
The shelter's in good standing right now. We actually just hired a new shelter director. We're really excited to have that person be starting in, I think, 2 weeks. And that's really just a great thing for us to have new leadership over at the shelter. We've got our families are in there, and we still have our offsite apartments as well, where we're serving people that don't necessarily need the emergency services anymore, but are really just waiting for that next step beyond. So things are going really well.
That's great. Can we talk a little bit about the holidays are a stressful time for everybody, certainly, but particularly for folks who are in abusive situations, and maybe some advice for folks who might be experiencing that.
Yeah, I think just to always be mindful that Dove's 24-hour hotline is always open and available. We do a lot of talking with people about just taking care of themselves and taking those breaks if they can. We often see a really big spike in calls on our hotline after the holidays. And, we could create a theory about that. And I think this is a time of year where people think, let me just get through, let me just get through, let me just get through. And I would say that no amount of being unsafe or emotional violence or physical violence or financial abuse is worth just trying to get through. So know that there are people that you can reach out to and connect with, and that there is no reason that would make it okay for someone to be controlling, abusive, or harmful to another individual.
Yeah, and maybe for someone, Jessica, who feels as if they may be becoming an abuser, do you work from that angle as well?
We at Dove don't directly, but we actually do sometimes get calls from folks who feel like they are in an abusive relationship. And we've got a screening tool we go through and we ask questions. And oftentimes for people that use violence, there is this feeling that they are the person who is being abused. And so we are pretty good at kind of hearing that, hearing the intentions and the reasoning. And we refer people out to other programs in the state. So there is Emerge, and there are other programs that work with people who use violence to just sort of, because those folks need help too, right? Like we can't live in a society where we just cast people off and pretend that they don't exist. Like people become abusive or use abuse because of things that have happened to them. And we all deserve healing and we all deserve growth.
Yeah, if somebody is self-aware enough to recognize those feelings within themselves, to reach out for help before acting on them.
Yeah.
All right, but in the short term, the good news is the ELF team is on the job.
The ELF team is on the job. We're jolly. We're excited. We're drinking lots of caffeine and we're ready to go.
Anything else we should let folks know about right now?
I think that's it. Just thank you so much for having us, and thank you to the generosity of the community. This program really does every year just like renew my faith in humanity and remind me, the importance of community and taking care of one another. So just a huge thank you to our community.
That's great. Well, we offer you our best holiday greetings to you and your team at Dove, and we'll catch up with you in the new year.
Sounds good. Thanks so much. Happy holidays.